This is D, and Less Stress for Life. That's what's up. Many people in society right now seem to be angry at African Americans because they're saying that African Americans are clamoring for a superhero. And the question that many of them will ask is, well, wasn't President Obama enough? Well, sadly, I was talking with a brother about this, and he said that under President Obama's administration, they went after Bill Cosby, they went after Wesley Snipes, and they set it all off by going after Henry Louis Gates. He said that it seems that black folk can only have one superhero at a time. But if we can only have one superhero at a time, I have to ask, is that fair? Does the dominant culture have only one superhero at a time? You need more than one superhero, my brother. You need more than one superhero, my sister. Because in every domain, a superhero is needed. In your finances, you need a superhero. You need a model. In your family life, you need a superhero. You need a model. In your fitness goals, you need a superhero. You need a model. As it relates to the fitness goals, let me share how significant that is. Why in the world is this sister I know going to use this plus size model as a model? The reason she's not is because the plus size model doesn't give her anything to ascribe to, because she already looks like the plus size model and might even look better than the plus size model. It's like me. Why in the world am I going to use Dorian Yates, or Kai Green as my role model when I already look like them? I hope you get what I'm saying. These superheroes are meaningful models. They're mentors to some degree. And the funny thing is, you don't have to have ever met the individual to benefit from his or her influence. One quick example is the Lone Ranger. How many kids do you think became law enforcement officers as a result of the Lone Ranger? But another question I have for you, how many African American kids might have become law enforcement officers or Texas Rangers or U.S. Marshals if instead of Clayton Moore or John Hart, they had an African American actor? Why in the world would they even have an African American actor? The individual that they used to base the Lone Ranger off of seems to have been Bass Reeves. And who was Bass Reeves? He was a former slave and he was a U.S. Marshal. And this man lived among the Native Americans in the wild, wild West. I mean, wild, wild West. And you think the West was wild? Bass Reeves was even wilder. In fact, his real life feats made the television Lone Ranger programming into just Sunday morning cartoon snippets. Today, many bespeak of the power of the Panther. What am I talking about? The Black Panther movie. I have to ask you this, my brother. I have to ask you this, my sister. Where in the world, or what was the inspiration for the Black Panther movie? Huey Newton and the Black Panther Party, some would say. And a question to you is, what was their model? What was their mentor? Might their mentor have been the original Black Panthers? It was this book that came out, Brothers in Arms, the epic story of the 761st Tank Battalion, World War II's Forgotten Heroes. It was authored by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It talked about 761st Tank Battalion, and their emblem was the Black Panther. And what was their motto? Come out fighting. So even Huey Newton had his superheroes. Is it significant for you to have a role model? Is it significant for you to have a superhero mentor? You betcha. Why else would the U.S. government have begun influencing Hollywood's movies as early as the late 1940s? Because they realized that it is important to guide the minds of the masses. And if it's important for the federal government to guide the minds of the masses, is it important for you to guide your mind by the right models and the right mentors? Let's put it this way. You betcha, buddy. So, how do you do that? Before I go into the steps on how to do that, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, comment, share, and also click the notification bell so you can catch our next video as it comes out. Also, go to www.destressmethod.com for more resource information. So, back to this thing. How do you basically benefit from the influence of a superhero? Number one, you need to have some worthwhile goals. Make your goals. And have these goals in every domain of your life. Your physical, your spiritual, and your mental. And then, number two, you need to search out everywhere, high, low, for positive influences. And these influences will have found success in these very domains. I hope you know. My brother, my sister having problems in their marriage. Why in the world would the brother go to some trifling Negro to get guidance from him in saving his marriage? And why in the world would his wife go to some sister who probably ain't never been married? No. Search out the successes. And then number three, saturate yourself. Be like the salad. Make sure there's plenty of salad dressing. Let that salad be drenched. What am I saying? I'm saying saturate yourself with these individuals. Expose yourself. Take the time to just soak in whatever they're giving as it's positive towards your goals. Number four, live what you are learning. Just don't take it in. Live it. I'm going to hit you with this story and then I'm going to let you go. This one brother couldn't play basketball worth anything. Fortunately for him, he recorded the original dream team. Every single game began looking at them over and over and over and over again. And after he began looking at them, he actually got out there and he's on the basketball court, in the yard. He started living the dream team. For the domain that he was playing, he became incredible. And to this day, old boy knows basketball. He had excellent superheroes. That's all we got. This is D. And Less Stress for Life. That's what's up. Peace.